Recently, I received a shipment of high-grade shrimp from Singapore and now I'm run out of space for all of them, and to make room for my premium shrimp, I decided to mix some of my lower grade shrimp into this tank. Now I'm focused on improving the quality of my shrimp and will be selling off some of my lower grades. So in this video, I'll be culling this tank, selling shrimp on eBay and showing you guys how to pack and ship them safely during the winter months. Let's get started. Alright, I just added a little bit of powder food to the front of the tank so all the shrimps can come to the front and we can properly look at them. So apart from Galaxy and Galaxy Tigers, I have plenty of different variety of shrimp here. So I have some purple metallic nanasi shrimp and I also have some boar shrimp. Maybe not the highest grade boars, but still shrimps look like boars. So I'm really pleased with this colony here. So because I'm mixing here some Galaxy and Galaxy Tiger shrimp, when you mix them together, you're gonna have something in between. So you might have some not really ideal Galaxy shrimp or not really ideal Galaxy Tiger shrimp. I also have some regular pinto shrimp that look like a spotted head pinto, for example. You can see one on your screen. So this kind of shrimp I want to remove from this tank and sell because I don't want them to mix with beautiful shrimp. And as always, I also have some blue ball shrimp in this tank because the blue balls are very common shrimp that come out from your Galaxy colony or Galaxy Tigers colony. Even boar colony will make you some blue balls from time to time. So all of these low grade Galaxy and Galaxy Tigers and blue balls gonna be sold as well. And as you notice, I also have some red Galaxies or red Galaxy Tigers in the shrimp tank. I now have some red Stardust and I also have red Snowflake shrimp in my collection. So now I don't really want to breed low grade red Galaxy shrimp, so they're all gonna be for sale as well. And guys, it's very important to cull your tanks from time to time because you don't really want this ugly shrimp to breed with your beautiful shrimp. And also when you remove your shrimp from your overcrowded tanks, you will notice that breeding will be improved, because if your tanks is overpopulated with shrimp, they normally slow down breeding and sometimes even can stop breeding at all. And here I have a brand new breeding box that we're gonna use. Let's open this box and see what we got inside. Just look at this, guys. It's brand new, very shiny breeding box with a mesh on the side and at the bottom as well. It also has some acrylic lid which goes at the top, so the shrimp cannot jump out from it. This box also comes with these plastic fittings, but I don't really like it. I'm gonna use something else to attach it to the tank. But before I add this breeding box to this tank, I want to improve it slightly. I want to add an air stone to the bottom of the box. It already comes with a slot for air stone, but from my experience it doesn't work really well. I cut all this little plastic for this terrible bracket that comes with in the set, and I'm gonna simply use this clamp. So I'm also using the plastic air stone. As you can see, I always use the plastic air stone because this air stone is very easy to clean and lasts forever. And I attach a little valve to the end of the tubing. So now let's place it inside the tank. Alright, here you go. Our breeding box is up and running. You can see we have some air bubbles coming from air stone. That creates a lot of water circulation and lots of water exchange. Our shrimp can live here indefinitely. As long as we feed the shrimp, they can be okay in this box. Alright guys, take a look at this pro breeding setup. I have 3 breeding boxes here full of shrimp for sale, and these 2 breeding boxes I made myself from acrylic. They are DIY breeding box, and what I did, I just drilled some holes on the side for the water exchange, but unfortunately I made these holes quite big for shrimp and they could escape. So this is what happened yesterday. I put the shrimp here inside this breeding box and they start to get out from the breeding box through that hole. So what I did, I just glued the mesh on the side to cover these holes, and it works perfectly now. So they cannot escape now, and we have a nice water exchange because we have air stone running inside each breeding box. You can see we have it here. And yeah, of course you saw it yesterday. So by the way, it's the next day because yesterday once I finished culling this tank, it was quite late, so I decided to continue next day. So let's just properly take a look what we got for sale here. So here inside this breeding box we have a bunch of blue balls that came from Galaxy and Galaxy Tigers. I just started to feed the shrimps and you can see they're quite hungry because it's not much for them to eat inside the breeding box. There is not much biofilm inside. They are brand new breeding box. So this is quite important to feed your shrimp daily when they're inside the breeding box. You can see plenty of beautiful blue balls here for sale. I also added a little bit of soil inside each box just to kind of make the shrimps happy and give them a little bit of something to graze on and to grip on, because the surface of the glass is quite slippery for them and they're gonna feel stress when they're slippery. So it's quite important to add a little bit of soil. So here inside this breeding box you can see we have a bunch of red galaxy shrimp and they're quite beautiful. I very like them, very nice coloration, and most of them have a very strong leg coloration as well. And here inside the breeding box we have our galaxy and galaxy tiger skulls. Look at them, guys. They're still quite beautiful and most of them have a very strong leg coloration and very nice spots on the head. Maybe they have a little bit of broken patterns at the back, like maybe no fish bone at all, or no patterns in the back, just a white tail, or maybe just the black stripes like this shrimp for example, but they look fantastic still. They're still a very strong color. I'm not really big fan of this breeding box, to be honest, because it has like a line here and it's also a little bit blurry on this part of the breeding box. I don't know why. So this is very cheap breeding box, that's why it's not ideal. Next time I'm probably gonna create some more of my own breeding box. And what I noticed, guys, my mistake, I made it a little bit too shallow this way, because you know when you do water change you cannot change much water and you cannot move this breeding box any lower because it's just a clip holding on the top. So next time what I want to create is taller breeding box. This is what I saw in some of the breeders' tanks. They have a very tall breeding box, probably about like 20 centimeters, like 10 inches or so. I just roughly counted the shrimps, and here inside this box we have around 50 of galaxy and galaxy tiger shrimp. We have about 17 or 18 of this red galaxy shrimp, and we have 23, if I'm not mistaken, of the blue balls. So quite a lot of shrimp for sale, and if we sell all of them we should make quite decent amounts of money. So the next thing I did was to create lots of pictures to showcase most of the shrimp in the group and create 3 listings on eBay. I even uploaded a short video for each type of shrimp to show potential buyers exactly what they would receive, so there are no surprises. I made 3 auctions listing with a starting bid only $1 per shrimp, hoping the price would increase over the time, and once I finish, the listings looks like this. I also created 2 buy it now listings in case someone wanted to purchase my shrimp immediately. Now all we need to do is just wait for 1 week for the auction to end. Alright, we managed to sell some shrimp, so let me show you what we sold and how much money we made. So the first auction for 12 black galaxy shrimp ended at 26 pounds. It's not too bad, guys. I expected a little bit more than that, to be honest, maybe like 35 pounds or so. But I'm happy with that. We still need to sell the shrimp. I still want to get rid of them because they are low grade and I want to keep only high grade shrimp. That's the main reason why I'm selling this, so I'm quite happy with this price. So the next shrimp we sold on auction is 15 red galaxy shrimp and we sold it for 32 pounds. I'm absolutely happy with this. This is what I roughly expected to get for the shrimp. 32 pounds, not too bad. So now let's move on to the next one. So the next auction for 12 blue ball shrimp didn't end well for us. And this is because the buyer refused to pay, and when I contacted him, he said he didn't want them anymore. Unfortunately, eBay full of irresponsible people who gonna bid on your listing and never gonna pay. It happened before with me and it's happened again. Shame on you, Alan Philip 1301, you ruined my listing. But the good news is that we managed to sell 12 blue ball shrimp on Buy It Now. And we managed to sell them for quite good price. It's even more that we've got for that beautiful pinter shrimp. Can you believe that? So in total for this week, we managed to make 86 pounds. Yay! Yeah, no, honestly, I'm quite happy with this amount. So I can buy another aquarium, for example, or maybe 2 bags of soil. Or maybe I can invest this money into the higher grade shrimp and slowly upgrade all my low grade shrimp to the higher grade, for example. Yeah, every little helps, right? Okay, now it's time to pack the shrimp. Let's do it now. Here you go, this is our tank after 1 week. It was a little bit more than 1 week, week and a half I would say. So you can see this tank slightly changed now because I trim a lot of moss. Now is more space here for shrimp to absorb, and I also added KW shrimp loop bio bag, and shrimps absolutely love this bag, and this bag is also beneficial for the plants. You can see we have a very nice green mosses, and they wasn't like that they've been a little bit yellowish when I filmed this video like 1 week ago, and this is because this Lubava leaching some nutrients to the water column, which is feeding the plants. Basically it's leaching ammonia, and ammonia then converted with beneficial bacteria to nitrate, and nitrate is very good for plants, and also is good for greenwalls, and greenwalls is doing absolutely great here, and the shrimps are thriving. They are very happy. So let's get back to our shrimp that we're gonna sell. So first I'm gonna start with our black pinto shrimp, which are in this box. You can see the box already overgrown with the algae. Now you cannot see very much here. So here we still have our blue balls. I'm afraid, guys, you're not gonna go to the new home because Alan Philip 1301 refused to pay for you. So the blue balls gonna stay here for another week or so. I hope I'm gonna sell them quick enough. But now it's turn to catch some of the black galaxy from this breeding box and then start to pack them. After that we can catch some of the red galaxy. I mix them together because I simply don't want to keep another breeding box here because I'm obstructing a lot of view of the tank. So now let's catch the shrimp and put them in the bag. And guys, to catch the shrimp I'm gonna use this awesome net I've got from Taiwan. Let me open it and show you how it works. So this net is very firm and very safe for shrimp because this net is always keep the shape and it's never gonna hurt your shrimp. Let me show you how it works. I'm gonna catch one shrimp and demonstrate how it works. Let's just catch this one, for example, the black one. Come here, little black shrimp. So you can see you can move it like that. The shrimp inside, the shrimp still inside, and it's keep its shape. This is what I like, and it's very easy to release the shrimp, just simply dropping it back to the tank, and you can see the shrimp swim away. And what is good about this net is you can adjust it, so it's telescopic, so you can make it very small, and it's very good for my rack, because if you have a rack like me, you only have a limited space above the tank and you cannot use the long net to catch your shrimp from your breeding box. But with this net you can adjust it to any length and then easily use it to catch your shrimp inside the breeding box like so. Or if you want just to reach to the furthest corner, you can just put it very long and you can now reach any space inside the tank, even in a very deep tank. It works really awesome, guys. So if you're interested to get your hands on this net, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box. Buy it, please. Now it's time to catch the shrimp. 13 shrimp, 1 shrimp extra for luck. 13 shrimp, lucky number, right? Doesn't sound like a lucky number, but anyway, should be okay. So just before I upload this video on YouTube, I decided to do a quick post-editing update because we've got a good reason for that. I'll get back to this in a second. Firstly, guys, let's start with the good news, and the good news are that I managed to sell all the shrimp on eBay. It only took me 3 weeks to do that, and I'm gonna flash the numbers on the screen right here so you all can see how much money we managed to make by selling the shrimp. But the main reason for this update, and most of you probably know it by now, eBay banning selling live shrimp. Keeping shrimp is quite expensive, but you have a bonus. Once you learn how to breed shrimp with success, you can start selling them and make some money. This at least can pay you back for what you spend. And you probably guys know you need to buy a lot for your shrimp. You need to buy aquariums, soils, filters, products for shrimp itself. It all costs a lot, and buying shrimp on platforms like eBay makes it more difficult for the hobbies to progress, and it could hurt the hobby in general. My main mission here is to drive as many of you guys as possible into this lovely hobby by creating content like this, and I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to do that after this ban. I'm still going to be selling shrimp and you can buy them on my website, and I don't think it's going to hurt me much, but it's not about me. It's all about the small hobbyists, like most of you guys who are watching this video, who maybe has a tank or two and who wants just to sell his shrimp in exchange on buying different type of shrimp. This is how I started this hobby. I only had one Neocardinia tank, and once they started to breed, I started to sell them on eBay, and on the money I've got from selling them, I started to buy different type of shrimp. This is how you progress in the hobby, this is how you grow. But these days, after the ban, it's gonna be very difficult to do that. Anyway, guys, I'd like to hear your opinion. Let me know what you think about this eBay stuff in the comment section below. And now, let's get back to the video. So we've got our shrimp here in the jug, ready to go to the new home. And now we need to move them to the bag. So I'm gonna use a simple plastic bag, which holds about 1.2, 1.5 liter of water, and that's plenty for the shrimp. It's not very super strong, but it's strong enough. And I'm gonna double it up just to make it even stronger. So let me show you the bag which I've got the shrimp from Master Breeder KW Shrimp. So this bag is a little bit different, it's thicker plastic and it's bigger volume. Of course it's better to use this bag on a longer distance, but because we only send the shrimp locally, our small bag is going to be good enough. And what you also need to pay attention for is the corners of the bag. Because if you have a corners like that, the shrimp might stuck inside. And if you can find the bag with curved corner like this, that would be awesome. But later I'm going to show you the trick how we can make this square corner curved and safe for shrimp. But before we're putting the shrimp inside the bag, I'm going to place this filter mesh. This filter mesh will help the shrimp to hold and be less stressful. Otherwise, they're going to be very slippery on the surface of this plastic bag. So it's very important to put this filter mesh. But never put the plants inside your bags, no mosses, no other plants, guys. Because if you think that plants going to release the oxygen to your water, you're not exactly right. Because the plants only release oxygen when it's light present. And if it's no light, they only consume oxygen and release CO2. And inside the box is very dark, so they're not going to release your oxygen. They're only going to consume the oxygen, and it's not going to be good for shrimp. So don't use the plants. Alright, so now I'm simply place this mesh inside the bag. And now we can just pour all this water inside the bag and make sure that all shrimp goes inside. First I'm gonna put a little bit of water slowly. It helps the bag to be nice and steady. And now I can just very quickly, like so, put all the shrimp inside. And you can see nothing left inside the jug because I did it very quickly. Don't be scary, don't be worried that shrimp gonna hurt or break the legs. It's never gonna happen. So you just do it as fast as you can. If you forgot something like rubber band, in my case, you can just place the bag inside your jug and safely go to get your rubber bands. That's what I'm gonna do now. Alright, I've got my rubber bands here. Oh, why I throw it like that, I don't know. So now we can just secure the bag. Make sure you're gonna get enough air inside the bag by simply holding it like that and then just rotate it like this. So you need at least 30-40% of air inside the bag, and this air need to be compressed. This is very important because compressed air will dissolve in the water more easily. So I'm just simply rotating the bag like so and make sure the bag is nice and firm. So the air there is nice and compressed. After you did that, you can use your rubber bands. I've got these rubber bands from Kelvin, KW Shrimp, when he shipped some shrimp to me, and I decided just to simply keep them and reuse them next time because they are very good, you know. So at the end, when you have a little bit of rubber band like so, you have to make a loop and then continue to wrap the rubber band around the loop. This make it very secure. This make it completely no leaks like that. So this is what I normally do, and you can see this bag is not very firm, but firm enough. And because we're gonna double it up, it's gonna be even more firm. And when I put this bag inside this bag, I normally put this upside down, so this end at the bottom of this bag. This make it very leak proof. Now we simply push the bag towards the end and make sure there's no air inside these corners, I mean. And if your bag is not very firm at the first place, this is when you can make it nice and firm with the second bag. So I'm gonna do exactly the same and tie this bag with rubber band, like so. And now guys, take a look at this bag. We completely got rid of the corners. We have no corners here whatsoever because we placed the first bag upside down and this bag closed the corners here. So this is exactly what you want. So now before I put the shrimp inside the box, I'm gonna wrap it with the extra insulation. Looking good. And now we just added an extra insulation layer. So the next step is placing it in the box, and I'm gonna use the warm box because now it's still winter outside and the temperature at night might be quite cold. Of course, you also can add a heat pack inside the box, but I'm not gonna do it because it's only local delivery and it's gonna take only 24 hours. So I'm gonna place this back inside the box and simply close it like that. That's perfect, look at this. And it's fit very nice and perfect. And we've got 2 layers of insulation, so the shrimp's gonna arrive nice and healthy, not gonna freeze to death. And make sure you're using fragile tape or fragile sign. This way the postman gonna be extra care to handle your parcel. I hope so. Here you go, our shrimps are now ready to post. Of course, we didn't make a huge amount of profit on selling them, but they are only low-grade shrimp, and if you're selling some high-grade shrimp, you can have a decent profit. This is why I suggest if you want to breed shrimp for profit, try not to buy low grades because you're not gonna get a lot of profit by selling them. try to look for some high-grade shrimp from well-known breeders, for example like Kelvin Wong. By the way guys, if you're interested to buy beautiful high-grade shrimp from well-known breeder Kelvin Wong, let me know because I have lots of his shrimp in my tanks right now and some of them for sale. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. If you did, drop me a like and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.